Good morning, traders. It is Thursday, November 7th. We're about 35 minutes into trading. Let's find some great trades, but let's take a look at the market first, see what's going on here. We've got this double top formation in the SPY, resistance at 302. We break through that resistance, get a couple of checks here, reversals, close near the high, forming bullish candles, bullish hammers specifically, gap higher here. Another gap higher. Then we come back and we fill in that gap from Tuesday, and then now we've got another gap higher. The problem with these gaps higher is that they've come on light volume. You can see how the volume's been pretty anemic here, falling off. And we get light volume during the day with tight compressions. So if I go into a 5-minute chart, you can see how tight the trading action was yesterday. And if I continue to scroll back, you're going to see very, very tight trading patterns throughout most of the day. Very difficult day trading conditions, but if you watch my videos that I post every day, we've been able to nail some really good trades. The key is volume. Since we don't have a market tailwind during the day, we have to find stocks that have heavy volume. So those are the searches that we're going to be focusing on. The other thing that you need to bear in mind is that gains that come on light volume are easily stripped away. There's a very low level of conviction right now. I would call this a seller's boycott, where the ask is pretty light, and even a light bid to the market will fuel the rally. That's what we're seeing right now. So asset managers are not going to chase stocks at a forward PE of 17. And the Fed has already signaled that they are done for the year, so they don't have that to lean on either. But the uncertainty has decreased. Trade negotiations with China going pretty well. This gap higher today is predicated on the U.S. scaling back tariffs and China doing the same. But there are zero details. So not a lot of incremental news to justify the rally, the gap higher today. This is simply light volume momentum pushing us higher in a very light news cycle. So let's go in. We'll take a look at the 5-minute chart. There we have a bearish inverted hammer, tails above body. And this is exactly what I explained to members in the chat room just before I started this video. And we also have the 1OP indicator, which I'm going to put up right now, is showing us a bearish cross. So we have to be careful. This is a predictive indicator, and it is all that I use to trade the S&P futures. So you can see right here how it crossed right in here, and it's saying be careful. So if you had a lot of long positions going into the open, this would be prudent right here to take profits on. Or if you bought stocks with relative strength right on the open, you should be thinking about taking profits. I do have 2 positions on right now. One of them is Qualcomm, and I drew an alert line. This is how I'm managing the trade. I got long right in here, so I'm in at a very good entry point. Now I'm just going to try and ride the stock higher. Let's take a quick look at it. Absolutely love this breakout here. You can see earnings after the close. I found it on one of my searches. It was on MTCH has breached below the trend line. This is another long that I had, so I'm going to be taking profits on this one too. We'll take a look at MTCH and why I like that one. Qualcomm looks great though. Love the breakout. Fueling higher. Should be good news regarding China because some of the Huawei licensing restrictions look like they might go away. So that's also positive for the stock. Let's take a look at MTCH since we just got a alert on it. That's how I was going to manage the trade. Here's what I like about it. Stock's been in a weak downtrend, but we have horizontal support right at the 200-day moving average. Yesterday, stock tanks after announcing earnings. Look what it did all day. Rallied back hard. Today, gets back above the 200-day moving average. Strong buying coming in here. I like this. In fact, this is a good bullish put spread to sell, leaning on that 200-day moving average. So I took a long position in it, and I drew my trend line, and now the stock is starting to retreat a little bit. I'm okay with it right here. I'm going to drop a alert line right at the bottom of this tail. It'll just be a horizontal one. Any other trend line that would be upward sloping would probably be violated right away, but this still puts me in right around my entry level. So I'm okay with it. I do like this stock. I would watch it today, look for relative strength, see if it continues to move higher. I like that reversal yesterday. COMM, that's a stock that I took a position in this morning and I exited the position already. Really nice. Let's look at that daily chart. And that was about an 80-cent winner, so that was really nice on a $13 stock. And here's why I like it. We've got this nice horizontal breakout here. We had earnings before the open, pops above the 100-day moving average on big volume. I think this is a stock you can be long today. You could even swing this as well. Option liquidity, I'm going to take a very quick look at that just to see. Option liquidity is pretty decent. Rating of 4 right here. So should be able to do some pretty decent option trades. You want to lean on the 100-day moving average. I would be selling that $13 strike price. Bullish put spreads are the way to go right now, folks. We've got these overnight gaps, and then the market compresses during the day. We have a very light news cycle. That favors momentum. So you do want to have some overnight exposure, but you want to lean on stocks right now that have a lot of relative strength, have a lot of volume, that are showing signs of upward momentum. And then we sell those bullish put spreads below these major technical support levels. If the stock breaks that $13 technical support level, what do? We close it down. We take our losses and we move on. We're going to have many, many, many more winners than we're going to have losers. I'm not a big fan of adjusting trades. You go into it with your game plan. If your game plan was wrong, got the market wrong, got the stock wrong, whatever the case is, shut her down, move on. Keep it simple. Usually when you start adjusting positions, you run into problems. You create more problems than you solve. Adjustments, in my own opinion, breed bad habits because you're not forcing yourself to admit when you're wrong. You're not forcing yourself to take losses. So anyway, just my own personal trading philosophy. So before I start looking for trades today, I'd like to mention that everything that you see is available at www.oneoption.com. Spell it all out. I use Option Stalker to find all of my trading setups. Fantastic searches. If you're an active trader, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. When you do so, you'll be notified right away when I post these morning videos, and I post them an hour after the open, so they've got lots of great trade ideas. These are the stocks that you should be focusing on, and I also include my market analysis so you know which side of the market to be on. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up if you like the content. No one ever posts any questions or comments. Please do so. I will reply. So let me also put you into my chat room, and I'll show you some of the comments this morning so that you can actually see that what I'm saying I did. This is all time stamped. And we'll go through the comments like Qualcomm, Tesla looks good, MTCH, long COMM. That was 10 minutes after the open. I like Baidu. I like STX. Long Qualcomm. That was 20 minutes after the open. And MTCH. Bought MTCH right there, 30 minutes after the open. Market hitting some resistance, tails above body, 10P bearish cross. I do provide market commentary throughout the course of the day. I should also mention I have a market rating. This is also predictive in the chat room. And I have my proprietary buy/sell signals on a 5, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1-hour basis. So we can see here that there's some really good strength on this signal across multiple time frames. When they all agree, we call that a royal flush. Also have some really good searches in the chat room as well. But for most members, they subscribe to Option Stalker, so they're able to run these searches just like we're going to be doing here in a few minutes. So let's go through, let's take a look at what's currently moving. I'm going to go into heavy buying right away. I do want to do a little check on the S&P and see if that little bit of selling that we had. Yes, it's run its course, so we can take a deep breath. Now here's how this 10P indicator is going to work in this particular instance. We have to be mindful on these big gaps higher that sometimes we get what's called a bullish divergence, where the indicator is going down, 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 and the market is compressing. The longer it compresses here, the further this indicator falls. When it eventually crosses, this is going to explode higher. So this is a very, very good sign. I like what I'm seeing right now. We don't have to worry about too much profit taking. So going to be watching the market. Let's go find some good stocks. Take a look at Qualcomm. Grind, grind, grind higher. Here's how we manage the trade. Use that alert line. MTCH still in. As it starts to move higher, I will eventually try and draw an upward sloping alert line so that it can track the stock higher. This is like a trailing stop, except better. Not going to get into the details. SQ, really nice move. Lots of long green bars there. It's getting through horizontal resistance right here. Got that 100-day moving average in the way though. If it can get through that 100-day moving average, it starts getting into this gap right here. And then above that 100-day moving average, this becomes a good bullish put spread candidate leaning on that 100-day moving average. IQ, trying to get through this. This is a Chinese stock trying to get through that 200-day moving average. If it can get through there, I'm not crazy about that one, quite honestly. Do like that, COMM. That's definitely a good long today. Lulu's been pretty choppy. You'd avoid that. This is a nice bullish put spread. You've got PRU riding this 100-day moving average. You had earnings there, hits the 200-day. Nope, can't get through. Gets a little bit of selling pressure here with the market retracing the last couple of days, but it's back on track holding that 100-day moving average. That might be a nice one. Disney, nothing too exciting there. They posted, actually, I'm sorry, they post after the close today. That's what the A means. If you saw a B, it would mean that the company is posting earnings before the open. If you see an E, which this is really nice, you can hover over the E and that's the next earnings date is on 11/20. So that really helps you structure your trades. CTL, nice breakout. Hey, I love this one. I'm kind of going through this process with you. So CTL is definitely a stock that you'd like to take a position in. Love it. Love this breakout through horizontal resistance. Nice volume here. Going to take this indicator off. Going to move the volume bars down and put on a 10 SI indicator that shows us relative strength. As long as the orange line is above 0, it's got relative strength. Yeah, I like this breakout on CTL. Let me show you a tactic that I use. So on a 5-minute basis, I'm going to click on the alert line and I want to buy a pullback on this stock. So I have to find a decently sloped alert line, but not one that's this steep because then it'll get triggered right away. So what I'll do is I'll come in here, I'm going to click on this bar right here, going to click on this bar right here, and this slope, you'd be surprised how fast this climbs with the underlying stock. It's going parabolic right now. I want that dip. When it comes back and it dips, let's say it's at the 1440 level, it keeps going up, the line keeps going up, it retraces a little bit, boom, you get your alert at 1440. Then I start drawing a downward sloping trend line connecting the tops. And I'm looking for that downward trend line to be breached. I want to let the stock come in as far as it possibly can. And when I draw that downtrend line, that's exactly what happens. When that downtrend line is broken to the upside, I know it's time to take a position because my ultimate goal is to buy dips on the stock. And this is how I do it intraday using these diagonal alert lines. We'll see if CTL gives us an alert and then I can show you. So if MT were such a stock that I would want to buy earnings after the open, before the open, trying to get through this, trying to get through that. So I'm not crazy about this because of the multiple resistance levels, but let's say that I were interested in it. What I would do is I would come in, I'd take my alert line, I would connect that, and that's going to give me a nice alert line right there. So the stock starts to rally, we know about it. And if it keeps pulling back, that line's going to keep coming down. So the more alerts we set, the more trade ideas we get through the course of the day. By about 10:30, 2 hours into trading, I don't even have to look for stocks. They come to me. I start getting all these alert lines and I start adjusting them. That's how I can pinpoint my entry and exit. And when the market's very, very compressed, it's a great tool to use. When everything's flying and we got tons of momentum and tons of market volume, we don't have to be as cautious. Then we can be a lot more aggressive with our trading strategy. But right now, these alert lines are really what you want to take advantage of. Oracle, really nice breakout today. 100-day moving average. This is a good bullish put spread. Leverage that 100-day moving average. Nice little trend higher. Good relative strength. Still some resistance here, but as long as we're leaning on that 100-day, we don't care too much about the upward resistance. We just want it to hold that 100-day. So that looks pretty good. All heavy buying searches right here. CVS, a little too far out of the gate right now. We've been in CVS the last few days. Been a great one. We're looking for something that's just getting going, not something that's already been in a big move. So we're going to continue to look. We're going to go into relative strength 30, see what's currently moving. I'm not going to be looking for anything that's down big and bouncing. Facebook, I love this. We've highlighted it before, right in here, right in here, right in here. I like selling that 100-day moving average, selling bullish put spreads below that 100-day moving average. Roku got hit pretty hard. Not a fan of this one. It needs to get above the 100-day and stay there for a little bit. It needs to form a base and show me that it really wants to move higher. Another one that's selling off, so I'm going to just avoid anything that's negative. I'm looking for bullish stocks right now. ADP, no. Just keep flipping through. SQ we looked at. I think that's got some nice strength. BABA, nice breakout here. Yes, I like selling bullish put spreads below that 184 level. That was the breakout yesterday. There you go. It's continuing to power higher. Very, very choppy intraday. You can see a little bit of the chop here. So what do I do with this? You know the routine. That's what I do with it. A little bit too steep there though. I need to find a shallower line, and this is going to get triggered right away because even the smallest little pullback is going to get me flagged on that one. So what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll pick a couple of candles that still give me a nice upward slope, but they're a little ways away. I like BABA. I think BABA could do really well. Baidu, I like Baidu a lot. Obviously with the US-China trade talks improving, all the Chinese stocks have been moving higher. And Baidu is getting through this horizontal resistance level. It's above the 100-day earnings after the close yesterday. Really nice action here today. Again, drop that alert line. We might get some of these alerts today. Qualcomm continuing to grind higher. Boy, I'd be tempted to take profits on it because this stock typically does not go straight up. It waffles around, so I would be taking profits on that. UPS, nice move. Breakout to a new all-time high. Decent volume. Boy, I like that breakout. UPS definitely makes the list today. We haven't even had to go through many searches here at all. I haven't gotten to pop bull or strong after earnings, and I don't think I'm going to. Just going to show you this so I can conclude the video, get it out to you as soon as possible. These are the stocks that I'm currently looking at today. Bearish side, just take a very quick look. Wouldn't focus on the bearish side, but we can take a look at some of those picks as well. The main thing right now is we have the biggest risk in any position that we might take today is that the market stalls out. That is the biggest risk. And if it flatlines, the volume's going to get sucked out of everything. You'll see a little bit of profit taking on strong stocks and everything just kind of collapses. So you got to continue to look for those strong, heavy volume situations. So we're looking for heavy selling right here. Just trying to see if I can find you a short or two. Yelp, pretty nasty. A breakdown through horizontal support below major moving averages. That could be a good short if it can break through that horizontal support. Look for relative weakness. These are your stocks with relative weakness. I'll leave this screen up a little bit. I'd be looking for stocks that are down. CME. Got that major moving average right there, HOLX. That's a nice breakdown below horizontal support and below the 200-day moving average. So that would set up for a nice short. But again, I'm not looking for shorts today. I want to go back to the SPY and see what's going on. I may be trading the SPY today. And we're going to put that 1OP indicator up. It's continuing to come in. I'd like to see it trough somewhere around the minus 250 level and then get us a little cross upwards when the market's still compressing. Then I would buy that. But the volume's been so light and we're pushing to a new high. I suspect that we might actually be trapped in a tight range the rest of the day because you can see that the market's been characterized by these gaps higher and then tight ranges. Look at this range yesterday. That's a doji. I think we're probably going to get the same thing today where we close pretty much near the open, but yes, positive price movement. So a lot of the bullish put spreads, you got to look for stocks right now that are just starting to get going. You don't want anything that's overextended because one little whiff of bad news and the stock will tumble and those options are going to be in the money. So something like, I think CTL was one of our examples today. That's just starting to get going. It's a little bit out of the gate. COMM I think might have been a good one. So that's what I'm talking about. It's come down off a low, major support here, a couple of different horizontal support levels through horizontal resistance, got the 100-day. This is the type of example where right now, after earnings, I think you could sell a bullish put spread pretty safely on this. These are the types of situations that you have to look for. Do not go selling bullish put spreads right now on stocks like CVS that are way out of the gate and have run an awful lot because these are the ones where you're going to see profit taking as soon as the market gets into trouble. So all this light volume rally on light volume tells us that one bad day in the market can put a lot of these in the money. So we want to have very, very strong support and nothing that's overextended. I'm going to have some bullish put spreads expiring tomorrow, Friday. The majority of my bullish put spreads expire on November 15th. Monday is Veterans Day. That's a banking holiday. It'll be a very, very light trading day. So I think that I'll be easily able to get through Tuesday. Most of these bullish put spreads that I've been selling for the last few weeks are going to be trading at pennies. I'll be reeling them in and I'll be waiting for a market pullback. So set targets, try and take profits along the way, expect choppy little gaps higher like this and compressed trading ranges. Look for heavy volume. That's your key in this market right now. Trade well. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to give you a lot of great trading ideas every morning, 1 hour after the open. Please give the content a thumbs up. Please post your comments. Thank you. Trade well.